It is time for our first of two brand new Arc 5 characters come to Duel Links this week. First of all is going to be Lulu Obsidian, Shay's sister, now obtainable in game, bringing Lulu to Duel Links for the very first time, which is going to be really cool. Now in terms of our event war cards, we're getting the Sapphire Swallow, which is a free special summon this card, and a card you had. So guaranteed from this one card, you've got a rank 1 Xyz very easily. Also, if you Xyz someone with it, you can then target a card in your graveyard, put a card into card's material, which you really want to do given that a lot of the winner actually sees this, either gain attack points or can attach cards for effects, or they can gain multiple attacks. And that's going to be really important for your OTK plays. But of course, going on to Lulu's new cards and skills is the main bulk of the video. So first of all, is the Cobalt Sparrow at level 3. This is really good. If it's special summoned, you can add a Winged Beast from your deck to your hand, so if you summon it out via the effect of the one we just saw, you get another search, which is really big. Then, a Winged Beast Xyz that was summoned with this card using the material cannot be targeted with card effects, meaning this will be a really big turn 1 play for you, but just getting you some protection to hopefully turn 3 go for a big OTK finish if you are going first. Then at level 7 we've got Box Chips. Okay, this is different from Zexal because in Zexal they were all bulked in at the the cap increase, but giving them early on is really big. Okay, good change. Hopefully no tickets. Then we've got, at level 10, Recital Starling, another rank 1 Xyz. Of course, if it's summoned, you can target face a monster in the field. It gains 300 for every Xyz material on this card, which, is fine. Okay, maybe not buffing up this one, but buffing up one of the other ones will be better. Once per turn to attach one, to add a Winged Beast Xyz from your deck to your hand. So again, another search card, getting into your extenders, really big. And also, all damage you take from attacks involving this card go back to your opponent. So, ideally, I guess, you summon into this, you swing to a big body, deal them some big damage, right? You're both weak, you summon the other Lulu and attack directly, and you do some chip damage, and you win. That's probably the game plan here, which seems, could be very toxic, we'll have to see. Then, of course, is the fabled SIO ticket. Okay, so one copy, that's fine so far. Then we've got one copy of Assembled Nightingale, Ace Monster. This one is your go-to card, right? It can attack directly, and attack for every Xyz material it has. So, if it's 4 materials, it's doing 4 attacks, and that's going to be 100 attack points on this one, so not game, but if you combine it with, say, your Recital Starling, that's going to be 4k damage on board fairly easily, assuming you do get to a 4 material Xyz. But maybe that doesn't happen. Also, once per turn during this turn, detach one from this card, Lulu you control, can't control a battle, or card effects, and you take no battle damage. So, if you summon this turn 1, combine it with this one here, make it untargetable, you've got a mini towers on turn 1, which is really cool, because this is your game ender, right? And so you've got to find some ways to deal with back row, otherwise this will be going in on your opponent's turn and killing them, which is really cool. Then more box chips. Okay, a second Cobalt, very nice, a second ticket, second Recital, more box chips again, that's 30 total, really cool. A third one of this, for third ticket, right, I think, and a third Recital, so we're only getting one copy of this, which it does kind of suck, right, in that you are kind of glass cannoning into this potentially turn 1, maybe not, maybe you're going for the Ensemble Robin as well, we're getting via a bundle deal, but this is a very toxic card in 4k life point format, which are in Duel Links, and so it does make sense why this one is locked to one copy. Now, could we see an Arc 5 cap in December when we kind of expect we'll get one based on previous years that gives one copy of this card? Sure, at that point maybe Lulu have fallen off the metagame, and that could be what's happening. But let's go to our skills, because so far, card-wise, really good, right? All 3 of the cards we'll see play in the deck. That is what you want for a character. Very good stuff, Konami there. Then for skills, we have the Captivating Bird Call, which is your default skill. Gives you 9 scan if you haven't got one, and is a draw sense if you need it. It's not going to see you play. Then we've got Bird Humming, which is the skill I think you will play because it is the one that kind of sets up your board, right? You are locked into Livelusks, which is fine. You can reveal one in your hand, send one to your graveyard, which does work with some of the cards we're getting in the box, really neat. Then, if you put a monster on their field, send a monster from your field's graveyard to play one face down from your deck. Getting more going second skills is really good. It's a change I like in Duel Links, and they've made this one hard once per duel. That is the way to go about it, right? Don't make them, be abusable every single turn, but once per duel is perfectly fine, especially in a deck like this one. Then we've got Rising Bird, which is all designed to make your Xyzs bigger, right? Turn your rank 1s into potentially rank 7s, rank 8s if you want to, right? That is something you could do. Are you going to use a skill in Lulu specifically? No, not really. maybe in the future, but at the moment, it's not the best skill. We've got Average Avians, which are a cycle for Winged Beast in your graveyard, then you draw one, and this has been put in the trader for all these characters. Okay, so we've got some skills going to be dumped into the game, into the trade automatically. That's really cool. Exceed Storm Rays, again, is like the other ones. You gain life points to start the duel, get attack points. This one could be kind of cool for Lulu, right, because they do need that attack point increase, and so this might be like, I assume that this one is just going to be the best skill, right, because it does get you into your combo. It does mean that you don't really need to go into the box so much because the skill does stuff for you, and so if for some reason the skill got nerfed, this one might actually be like just a good go-to skill, because it's just good for the deck in general overall. It's like one of the better generic skills we have that really does support this deck in particular. It's really neat. Then Dark Adjuster again has been put into the trade for a bunch of characters, really, really cool, and this one is a skill that really would have gone hard back at the start of Zexal World's release. It makes monster control become level 1 or 4 until the end of the turn. Just a generic rank for modulation skill. It's kind of like the Shark skill, but for everything, but not as good, right? So, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but will it see play? Probably not. Probably not. Precious Cards from the Wind is a twice per duel skill, and it's a switcheroo putting a card to the bottom of the deck. Huh. So it is just a better switcheroo, specifically for Wind decks. Will it see play? No, not really. Does it really fit 2024 Duel Links though? No, not really. Then we've got Attack Burst, draws a slow level, Wing Beast, LP Boost X4, Overlay Gain, Overlay Regeneration, and that is all for Lulu in Duel Links. Overall, a really, really good character, right? Skill-wise, looking good. Card-wise, really good. Getting box chips in the character is really big. In terms of new support, you've got Ensemble Robin coming by the bundle deal, which will actually be a really good turn 1 play to go into to make it untargetable, right? You can survive on this turn 1 and have multiple times per turn bounces of your opponent's cards, which then leaves you free for turn 3 to go for your Assemble Nightingale and go for the big OTK push. In terms of the box, right, we're getting the Barrel Canary, which summons a card in your graveyard. The skill dumps cards for you. The other Xyz here we're getting also detaches one to pop back row. So you can summon this, pop back row, special into say this one, bring out a card from your graveyard, go for your Assemble Nightingale, and then go to town, right? So I think this deck's going to be really, really good. And even if not, it's going to be quite fun to play with. Now, this card could be an issue in 4K Life, but I feel like Konami wouldn't have released it if they were worried it was going to be super duper broken. Now, what are we farming the event with? And this is one of the rare events I've been farming it, or at least trying to, because this deck is so quick, and the character kind of folds to one single card. That card being this one here, Poisonous Winds. Winds can't be special summoned, and this works with Lulu and for Rin. And so, all you're doing is setting this up, playing Labyrinth Wall via the skill, and stalling out until the final turn, when you summon your Vassal, you do unit attack, you go for 10k damage, and that's AK Duel Assessment. And it's really, really quick, really easy, and been working for me 100% of the time. So that is my quick fire review of our brand new Arc 5 character, looking very, very cool. Of course, the box is dropping at some point. It might be coming after Worlds on like September 9th, we don't know just yet. I'm assuming that based on last year, but we'll have to wait and see. But overall, a very, very good character, and assuming that Ring is treated the same way, which I'm assuming she will be based on skill leaks and card leaks, then both characters looking to be really, really good. And of course, we're getting the ultra card in the box, right, the Bird Call. You don't really need to buy it because it's a free-to-play alternative anywhere after now, which could be as good, you know, so you can kind of get away with running a more budget version of this deck and still doing fairly well, I assume. So yeah, no thoughts down below. See you next time in this video. Adios.